So to get your first client, you can go two different directions, basically time or money. So let's talk about the first, investing time. This is where most of us start. There are a ton of great, really successful, and even easy ways to get clients that are totally free. The first, and what I recommend to everyone, is word of mouth. You should be telling everyone that you have a personal chef business. Even if you're just starting, tell them you're starting a personal chef business and exactly what your services are. You should be able to explain it simply, clearly, and most importantly, in a compelling way. So tantalizingly delicious that even if they don't need your services, they will refer you to a friend and even remember your information. So don't tell me that you don't know anyone. I know you leave your house. I know you see other people. You go to the grocery store at least because you love to cook. I know you have conversations with people out there in that real world. These are people that you can absolutely talk to about your services. Even if you don't think they would hire you, they know people and it's all good practice for you. And then there's another free, sort of in-person way to meet people, and that's in Facebook groups. These groups should be, when you find them, local to your area, obviously, and either specific to business networking or where you can just provide advice and info to people that are talking about what's for dinner or ordering takeout or restaurants or anything where the expertise you have can come into play. So you know how to cook? They do not. You have expertise to share. Now, of course, to make this really valuable, you should have your Facebook business page set up. So put a few posts on it, and then when people click through your profile, they can see more about your services. This is especially useful if the group really doesn't allow you to specifically put posts in it where you're promoting your business. Make sure you always check the group rules. You do not want to get kicked out and get a bad reputation amongst local people. So that is two very easy, totally free ways to go about getting your first client. Now, if that's inspired you, sparked your creativity, if that helps you, give the video a thumbs up to help other people and passionate cooks so they can find it too. So let's talk about a couple paid ways to get clients. This can be trickier because you're investing money and a little bit of time too. So first, there are online agencies that bring together customers and businesses, like people who want quotes for catering or who are looking for personal chef services. And then there's the chef who's also on the site. So usually what happens is clients can join the site for free and look around, and they can post info, whatever they have on their job or their services they want on this online platform. And then you can contact the customer for a fee. Now, the reason I say this can get a little bit tricky is because you're not the only one bidding on the customer's job. So to be successful at this, you not only need to be really quick to respond, but you really have to have your services dialed into the point where you are able to sell the client. You have to know, see if they're looking for catering jobs, the right questions to get enough information for them to get them a great bid. You have to have your menus dialed in, your food 100% dialed in to be able to provide this to them. Then on top of that, your messaging needs to be compelling. And really, you need to be able to create the vision for the client who's looking for catering. And it's a special event, and communicate how you're going to be the one who's able to provide this to them. So this can really be a challenge because, like I said, you're not the only person to give them bids, But a lot of chefs find these services, like for instance, Thumbtack is one, to be full of looky-loos or people that are just price shopping. Now on the flip side, there are a lot of chefs who really have their stuff together and are willing to invest the money to pay for these bids and get a ton of work and make a lot of money. So now there aren't as many people necessarily looking for weekly meal prep if that's the personal chef service that you want to focus on in your business, but there are some. And again, you really need to have your services and pricing 100% dialed in so that you can focus on communicating with them and speaking to them in such a deliciously compelling way that you can really sell the client and they want to get started with you. Unless they're just price shopping, and in which case that's just the way it is. So another thing that you're going to be doing if you're using these listing kind of platforms is that you need to really have your business description and information dialed in on their platform. Because I've looked through what some people put up to represent their business and it's horrible. They have bad food pictures or even no pictures. They have, incomplete descriptions or descriptions filled with typos or just crap information that really doesn't help the client connect with you at all. So my takeaway here is if you want to work these listing platforms like Thumbtack, you need to have your services and messaging and your sales skills really dialed in to make it work. You don't want to practice on the platform because then you're paying. Now on the plus side, if you do have that all dialed in, it can be extremely lucrative and you can be very successful using them. I know personal chefs who are. Another paid way that you can drive customers to you is using Google paid. So if you've put up a website and you already know that SEO is going to be a slow burn for organic traffic, you can do a little pay to play. Google is more than happy to take your money to show your ad at the top of listings when someone Googles for a personal chef in your area. So that can be an easier way to get some traction for you. So setting up Google Ads is actually really simple. Again, the challenge is you need to be able to have a compelling message in a very few amount of words that will get people to click your ad. And that can be difficult to do when you're new, especially when you're being limited to, again, that short text to get someone to click. Not to mention that after you've gotten them to click, they go to your website and you better have something really compelling on your website to get them to call or email you. So that puts a lot of pressure on your website to be your 24-hour-a-day salesperson, including great pictures, great copy, fast load speed, great calls to action to get them to contact you. But again, if you have that all dialed in, paying for ads on Google can be a great, really simple way to get you some traffic and leads for you to get business from. So there you go. That is 2 absolutely free word of mouth and Facebook groups ways and 2 paid listing platforms like Thumbtack and Google Ads to go about getting your first client. So drop a comment below, I'm really curious, and let me know which one do you think would work out better for you and if you have any questions about them. And if you're thinking about getting started with either one of them, let me know, because I'm telling you, the clients are out there and they're hungry for what you're cooking. But if they can't find you and they don't know you're doing it, you're not going to be able to cook for them.